Okay, I'm just doing a quick video for myself, just for a recording, so I know what my settings are on this version 2 of the software for the Sun SDR 2DX, because I've just got another one and it's going to another location. So this is just to show what this one's got, so I can use roughly the same options and settings for it. So they're my mic settings for different mics, Rode Procaster and the Heil PR781, and even the headset on the computer itself. So options, let's go there first, just so I know what I've actually got set up here. Device wise, click on discover, find out the device is working. Vox don't use. DSP, this is just the settings that I've got preset, haven't changed any myself. I only do it as and when needed. SSB, this is where you change your bandwidth. Excuse me. Normally I do about 3K, but anything up to 4, so from 50 Hz to 3.050. SSB, digital modes, all the rest of it. This is for the voice, for when you do a recording and you want to play it back to whoever that you did the recording of. Do a test and you'll find out how much you need to put the extra audio level up to. With the PA, I'll do that in a few moments. Right, the only thing that really doesn't work on here is the ISWR protection. So I keep putting this down to a 2, like I'll do now, and apply it, and it just won't keep it. So that's one of the things that doesn't really work on the software. So that's the TX part. CW, don't really use it on this radio, but there's the settings for it. External control, this one's set up for an expert 1K or any expert radio, so you just put the ticks in whichever part of the boxes that you need to, and then click on, at the top you have to have the PA green, and that'll work with the expert amp on here. Whatever amp you put in there, you can get it off either from Roman or one of the other guys, or it's in the manual. Just put it on, tick it, and then go up to PA and do whatever. Just make sure you've got the right lead for it. Expert, right, this is the settings that I've actually got. What you do is, if you're using an amplifier or whatever you want to do, you can actually set this up for power output per band. So to get the right power that I want to do, maximum power, I set it on the drive up here. So the maximum I've got it is roughly around about 25 watts, roughly. Anything up to 25 to 30 watts, somewhere in between there. So 34, even 1 on 60, don't use it because the amp doesn't go on there. Just need a different antenna connected to port 2. 32, even 1 on 30, don't use that either. 28, 16, 6, so you can see them there. Okay, so what you've done when you've done that, click on write, and it'll write it to the radio. Next, sound. Right, this is for the headset. Normally this is enabled for the sound card. So with the sound card, it puts the audio through. If you've got speakers, external speakers, then it'll actually route it out to that. I'm using a monitor with built-in speakers, so if I click it I can actually hear it in the monitor speakers, so I turn that off. Same as with channel 2, same thing. Channel 2 is your second receive, and I've not got that turned on at the moment, so that's why. But that's for your audio. This part is for recording and saving files. Don't use it. VAC, right, this is the receive for the virtual audio cables. So you can see what I've got there for channel 1, and this one's channel 2, and you'll be able to receive on virtual audio cables here. That's what's actually going through the radio at the moment. Okay, display. So that's the information at the moment that I've got here. What I'm going to do is put it on a 4K display, so what you have to do is click on the 4K, apply, and make sure everything works. Your spectrum, I've got it on the highest level for this PC, and there's all my settings that I've got at the moment. Waterfall, as you can see there, that's where I've actually got it set on. Grid, white, it's up the top here. Filters, that's what I've got in. The background, that's what you can see here at the top, blue and then going into red. And the indicators, you can put them on there, peak or RMS. So put it on peak, apply. That's it on that. Cat, depends what you're going to be using. I really use TCI, but I've also got the set up just in case for different programs. So as you can see, it's COM5. You'll have to do your COM ports, set those up with your piece of software that you've already got. So that's Cat 1, that's number 2, and that's it really for that. Panel, don't use. I've got a Shuttle Express, that's what I'm using, Shuttle Express, so I don't use this. Shuttle Express has got its own little driver, loads up, and I set everything up in a file with that. Also I use the keyboard, depending on what I need. I'll show you that in a moment. So don't use one of these. Features, right, with the features you can actually go in here and set whatever programs you want to load, either at the same time or just after you load this software up. All you have to do is just click it, and it'll actually go and load Log4OM or another logbook program, whatever you want to actually load up, you can. So my Log4OM just actually loaded up, and there's an update, so I'll do that later. Let me just turn that off. So it's quite good. If you got this, as soon as this program loads up, you've got your logbook program. I've got 2 monitors, so it'll load up in another window. So it's this program is, or the software used for the Sun SDR is very versatile. You can use it, connect almost any programs up to it. The sync, that's what I've got set there. CW Skimmer, I've got it. I use it every now and again, but not fully enabled it with this software. Shortcuts, right, this is one that needs setting up, because if you don't want to use something like Shuttle Express, you can actually use your keyboard. So with your keyboard, you just put or click on which key you want to use on your keyboard, and it'll come up here and add them in there. So you've got shortcut, your main ones, shortcut RX1, receive 1, receive 2. So this is what I've got set up so far. And if you use this, it's very good, very easy to use, and it helps you out with zooming in, moving to different frequencies, all that. Instead of using your mouse, you're using your keyboard. So you've actually got some control. It's like a lot of people actually say, oh, there's no knobs or anything on the radio. You don't really need it, because you can use your keyboard, or you can use Shuttle Express, or whatever else you want to connect to it. So it really is versatile for what you can actually do with the software to control the radio. But these are the settings that I've actually got set up myself. Right, they're the last ones. So that's what's there. Don't use at all TCI. I use this depending on what software you use, your logbooks and that kind of thing. It's very easy to connect to another program with TCI to control it. Very, very easy. So you can actually look in the manuals, or the I can't even pronounce it, admentons, something like that. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called. But you click on there and all the information's in there to actually say what software and how to connect it. The Sun SDR guys have done very good. Same as all the guys that's actually connected to helping with the software for other operators to use. Very, very informative it is. Spot settings, these are the ones I've got in at the moment, and as you can see at the top, there's spots there. It depends if you're into CW, data modes, all that kind of thing, or just SSB. These are actually there's loads, hundreds, so you just sort out which ones you want to do and add them in here. And once you've done it all, just click apply, OK, and that's it. Let me think what else might be needed. No, that's okay. Normally I would then go on to here. That's your RX, so S meter, ADC, TX, mic meter. So if you're talking into your headset or whatever mic, you go on here and set it up. S meter, that's down here, so either click on it, it's gone, click on it, it's back. Normally this is actually got a grey background all the way across. I've taken this icon out of the grey background and just put it so it can be seen as it is, so it hasn't got any grey background or anything like that. You just get the meter itself. So that's that. A lot of these I don't use. The receive EQs. So there's your EQs there. If you want to do receive, click on that, change it, and that's what you hear. AGC, you've got your settings here. I just put it in long. Steps 50, whatever you want to do. What else? Other thing that you'll have to check is your processor and your analyzer. Right, at the moment in this version, still in version 2, there's a few versions, and this version is, let me just see, 131, update 8. There's update 9, and there's version 3 of the software and everything. But I think it could be 1.2 something, or I can't remember exact. But the version before this one, this spectrum analyzer part worked correctly. At the moment it doesn't. Version 3, everything's going to be added on version 3. It's just a alpha, because you got your alpha, beta and whatever full working. At the moment the alpha version came out just so people can see what it's going to be like and try it and see if or it works for them, and if they want anything adding on the forum, you can actually go and say, right, can you add such and such to the software as well. And it's just the A version at the moment. Beta version should be coming out within the next couple of months, and then hopefully during this year all the things that's in here in version 2 should be going onto version 3, and at the end of the year or beginning of next year even more things will be added to version 3 software. So version 3 is very good, especially the looks of the program. If everything from version 2 gets put in there and then extra ones being added, absolutely fantastic. Right, so that's this. When you're actually talking with either a mic, because here you've got mic 1, 2, PC mic. At the moment I'm using a PC mic, but I'm not actually talking on the radio, so I haven't got that set up there. It's set up, but I'm not using it. So all you do is speak into the mic, and here you'll get your audio, the spectrum for it. What you normally do is this pink red line. When you're actually speaking into your mic, you get your audio so it's set up within or on this line. That's it. And when it's on there, then you know your audio's exactly as it should be. Here, let me just get rid of the S meter. Here you've got equalizer and everything that you need to actually do your audio. If you're into audio and that kind of thing, your SSB or whatever, then you can either use this or external audio gear, so it's your choice. But this is very good. I use this with my PC mic. The others I've got external audio gear, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll just go through them. I've not got any of these set up for my normal mics, so as you can see there's absolutely loads that you can do on here. Loads for you to learn. If anybody's gonna be going through any of this, loads for you to learn and see what you can actually do and get your audio sounding however you want it to sound. That's your profiles. So once you've actually set a profile up, you go in here, put the title down and click this button here, and that'll actually save it. So I've got all different ones that I use. You can import different files. So if something, for instance, one of your friends have actually done a profile, you want to try it, download it from him, import it if you want. So you can import, export your profiles into this software, give it a bash, and then set it up however you want. So that's what you do here. The only thing that you've got to watch for is, for me, if I go from a standard, it depends which mic I'm using. Sometimes it doesn't save correctly. So if I go from say I'm on mic 1 to mic 2, whichever one I want to go, or even onto different profiles. So I'll stay on mic 2, that's the front mic of the radio. Click on one of these profiles, depends which one it is, and when you actually speak into your mic via the PTT, all of a sudden you'll see a real spike on your audio. So you think to yourself, okay, what's actually making the audio so loud? Process type thing. So you'll be thinking to yourself, right, something's wrong. Is it my mic? Is it my external audio or anything like that? Right, come straight down to here and check on your compressor. I'm sure it's the compressor. Unless I'm doing it, I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I'm sure it's the compressor. click on there, and it's probably enabled, so click with enabled off, and then go back to the profile, whichever one you profile you're already using from up here. Go back down here and just check everything, unless you're actually going to be using the audio stuff within the software. Make sure everything's unticked, and then go back to your profile here, find out which one you've got set up from. It is a bit weird. Right, you've got your profiles there, so they're your main ones that you're actually going to be using, because you've already set them up, and you can update them, remove them, all the rest of it. But then you have to go down to your processor here, and if you're using external audio gear, you have to make sure, it's up to you, but you have to make sure everything is disabled on your enable part here. Make sure nothing's ticked. Once you've done that, this is just for me, I find this is easier, because then you can recheck that something hasn't been ticked. Go back down to this part of the profiles, find out which one you have got from the profiles up here, go here and tick it to update it. Right, because you've got profile information here. So you got profile information here, you got profile information there, and sometimes they don't work together because of how you've actually put them in. And then update these ones as well as making sure they're updated. So yes, it is a bit of a faff around, but it's like anything. To make it work for you, do it however you want. So that's this part. Hopefully once version 3 is fully working, as I say, this will be working correctly, and you can actually set your audio up that way. If you don't want to set it up that way, let me get rid of these meters, turn the processor off. You can actually go click on record, so make sure your drive is all the way down, click on record, speak into your mic, whichever mic you're going to be doing, press your PTT, speak in there. Once you've actually done your audio, then turn the record off, and then right click on place voice for the recorder. So if you right click on here, you can actually hear your own voice. If you left click, then that'll actually transmit it over the air. So that's why I say when you're actually going to do the transmission, make sure you go into, let me just find it, no, TX. Make sure you go into your voice recorder and make sure you've got the right amount of transmit audio loudness. Mine's 14, so it could be different for you. And once you left click on this play button here, that'll actually send audio out, so anybody else you're speaking to can actually hear the audio coming back out. Right click and you hear the audio yourself. So that's a very good way of actually testing what your audio is like. So press record, record the audio, right click on the play button, you can actually hear what's been transmitted, not transmitted, sorry, what your voice actually sounds like. If you left click, that'll be transmitted to whoever you're talking to. Up here on your monitor, make sure all of these are ticked. This volume here is for my noise for my headset that I'm listening to. Once you've done all your shortcuts for your keyboard, you can actually start zooming in and everything on here. It's a bit like there, I'm just clicking the button and it zooms in. So that's all you need to do there. You can actually move this wherever you want. This makes sure on the waterfall you can change what you actually see level wise. I normally keep it there because then you can actually see the weak signals and everything. Let's move this up just a little bit more. Right, RX2. That's where I've actually got, so that's my RX1, RX2. And what you can actually do on here is go into your mixer. So your mixer's here, full volume on each receiver, and then if you want, depends how you want to set it up, go down here, you can move this to the left so you can actually hear in your left or right here on your headphones, and do exactly the same here. So what you could actually do is get receive A in your left ear and receive B in your right ear. So if you're listening for some DX on, say, 40 meters on your VFO-B, you're listening to whoever on VFO-A, normal chat, and then you're listening for a DX station to come in on 40 meters. And you tell your mate, hold on, just a couple of seconds, I'm just going to go down and get this DX on 40 meters because you've just heard it. So that works very well. You can change all the settings once again on your VFO-B on your second receive. So it's very good for what you can actually do in setups. Same as your spots, they're all there as well. It's not too many on 80 meters at the moment, but 40's got quite a lot. So it's all down to what antenna you're going to be using and everything. So this is just an overview of what you can actually do with the software for the Sun SDR2. Brilliant radio, absolutely fantastic. So that's the settings for myself. If anybody wants to, well, it gives some information to other people what the software can do. I've had my first radio for eight months, I think, something like that. I bought it towards the end of last year, so it could be about 8 months, and I just got another one. It's going to go to another QTH, so I can use it there and get the use of it out of it there as well. Right, second receive off. The only other thing that not that fantastic is this. I don't really think it works too well. Does a little bit. As you can see. Right, if you want to see the whole spectrum, or I think it's about 80 meg, click that, takes a couple of seconds, so you can actually see from 40 meters all the way up to 4 meters roughly. See what it's like there. And your mate might come on one band that's quite close to you, and you might actually see a spike here, or on whichever band a spike, and then you can actually go and talk to them, so you can actually look on quite a bit of a spectrum there. What else? See, a lot of things you can't remember at the time, but that's about it really. Hopefully this might help somebody else as well. Just an overview of what the software is like. Right, that's about it. M0AOV. Just going to go and play something on HF, I think. So let's just get some audio coming up.
It does make you wonder what, you know, if we are going to start getting boosters, etc., and things like that, you know, what actually, in the end, what actually does go into your body there, Dave. But obviously it must be better.
Yeah, Roger. Well, anything's better than dying of COVID, because basically you suffocate to death, don't you? So that's a terrible, terrible way to die. Mind you, there's probably worse ways, but anyway, we won't go into the small details, Paul. But anyhow, good to hear you, and good to know that you're fully protected. And I think the problem is now they've sort of fully protected most of the people that would have ended up in hospital, and now the problem is getting all of the middle-aged and young people to get vaccinated, and then it'll stop spreading. I suppose it doesn't matter as much if it's spreading amongst the young.
Sorry, I can't listen to idiots.
You've got an automatic APU in the rig, and so we're all away again. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. So over to you.
that's just the standard receive on the radio, and that's what I've changed it to.
Yeah, G0OT in the group, G6JVS, I just got that part, Eric.
Myself, I like to just listen to it standard
I can hear you in the background,
as it
but
comes
you're
in,
not strong enough to
but
hear what you're saying.
you can
Well,
change
you
it
came
to
up
whatever
just
you
a
want.
fraction when you put it back to me. Now you're the same, mate. You're way down now. So I think as the morning comes up, the band begins to change. Hope it changes for the better. I don't know. But I'm hampered with this flipping noise, S9 squealy noise above it. So it's just above the 9 for me this morning.
So that's
It's
standard.
terrible, really. I've got my
No
noise,
receive
my
audio.
noise reduction as well.
No extras on there at all.
Filters to try and get rid of it, but I can't clear it.
Or,
Sorry, chaps, it's not your fault, but it's my end.
to me, I like to
It's
listen
what-
to it
it's what I'm
standard,
receiving.
exactly as it comes
So
in.
what's going on there, I don't know.
Don't
So
change
it's very,
anything
very
else
bad.
on here, but
Anyway,
you
see
can.
you anyway.
You can do the receive
M0AOV
audio, whatever you
in the
want.
group, G6JVS. Take it away, honey.
But myself, I like to hear it as it comes in. Same as your transmit, EQs,
I've lost Bernie as well, Neil.
processor, and there's your EQs for
Is he
transmit.
talking?
So depends if you set this up.
Anyway, chaps, I'm going to pull the plug if you don't mind. I'm getting fed up with this. So I've got that horrible squealing noise. I can't hear you both. Well, yeah, I can just hear you both. And that's about all my limits this morning. It's terrible.
Noise reduction.
That's not that blooming squealing noise getting on my blooming back. Now where that's coming from, mate, I do not know. It's a blooming nuisance, I know, but Rod said he don't hear it.
The Hat Green to pick you up down there. But anyway, I did receive you. And Jim, yeah, I needed Hat Green with you this time. And like everyone else, good luck with the farm sale. Shame about the rain pouring down with the photographs. We had a bit of a shock watching the television. Was it last night? Night before last. When the wind...
Normally I don't use any of this. Noise blanker every now and again. NF, APF every now and again. So don't really get too many rubbish signals. But if you do, then you've got all your filtering. Like here, it's like you can see, here's the middle for the zoom position, so it's going to zoom in wherever there. So what I normally do on the keyboard is right key, move it off frequency, put it back, and then when I'm zooming in, straight there in the middle. And you can actually change the bandwidth to whatever you want.
So I was able to had a very contrite neighbour. So of course we get on with
It's about 2.7. So let's move it back out.
And I told him he wasn't having it back till the wind dropped down, but
Ja, FCA ben de week ook nog even mee bezig geweest. Alleen dan op de 6 meter en de 10 meter. De 6 meter band was van de week op.
Let's try 40. Move that to the band edge.
Oh, God,
au confiable du C6. Il y a certainement une jolie petite bergère dans le coin là, tu sais.
Bandbreite hier, aber
Right on the band edge.
fantastisch. Im Moment.
On va sonner les cloches. Pas de soucis là, très bon 59. Merci pour ta présence sur les ondes. Merci pour le petit coup de pouce là. Je crois que c'est Patrick à ton prénom, sinon tu me tires les oreilles. Pour information,
Looks
Papa
like
Charlie
somebody's
40
transmitting and moving the
036 là.
VFO at the same time.
This is Italy Union 2, Mike Charlie Whiskey, CQ Japan, over. Lima 21 India Charlie Echo, QRZ. Спасибо за новый позвон. Александр, 73, до свидания. Copy you, see you very well. Repeat, please slow, over.
That's on 17. Not going on 20 of that. I've had to tilt my tower over. Can still go on. Let's see what it's on. So my beam still at the moment. It's pointing sky above or towards the sky.
Alpha Whiskey Alpha. Yankee United 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
That's
Stick you on
using
at
my
20
beam.
meters.
Pointing towards the sky. That's quite funny. So 80 meters.
For all sorts of conditions that were previously
Like you, Dave, Danny Cardigan, not that you win on me, but I do like peas, and I know that I put a load of peas in pots in
Next Saturday, driving down at this time and driving back this time the following.
They've done it, and it's proven that they've done it. You know, that took a life. Without any doubt.
Got some good audio there.
Either put them in for life, what means life, or top up.
See what this bandwidth is.
I suppose
I think it's probably around about 4K.
national service back. That would be good really, because they would be able to discipline them a little bit, and show them proper discipline. And sure. You know what I mean? So
There we go.
I don't know what to say really. It's that is everywhere. And like you say, they're not really bothered about them. So if there's no deterrent, they'll just carry on, won't they? Anyway, John, you're quite strong with me this morning. It's a bit cloudy here, but we got a bit of sun breaking
around
through.
about
And it looks
3K.
like if we're going to have a dry day, so looking good so far anyway. So yeah, I think you're up towards are you up towards Worcester way, is it, John?
No, I'm over by Ludlow, Tony. Not too sure if you know Ludlow. Just on the Herefordshire Shropshire border. I'm about 10 miles from Tony, so 10 miles from Leominster, and 10 miles west of Ludlow, towards Kington sort of way. I don't know if you know that, Tony.
I've seen him marked up, but I've been up that way, but more towards the west, Yeah, I got a good idea. I used to do quite busy up there one time, but yeah, the travelling got to me really. You know, just the distance all the time, but the roads are always quiet there, mine, that's fair, you know. But I got a good idea where you are, John.
Yeah, well, not far from Beorminster, about 10 miles, probably north, just northwest of Leinster. So not too far away. Out in the sticks, Tony. That's how I like it, out away from everybody. But no, I think we're definitely going to get some rain today. It's gone really overcast out there now. I did drop Tony a text, John, just to see if he's about, but hasn't replied. So he's probably busy with the kids, John.
I tell you, boss, signal's a little bit down this morning. It stopped raining here. It's 10 degrees outside, but that's the temperature inside the greenhouse. And it's brightened up a little bit. It was 7 this morning when I got up, and that was about 7:30, I think. 7 degrees. But we've had some water. We've had a lot of showers. Oh, it's been dreadful. If it hasn't been chucking it down a rain, it's very, very thick, hard drizzle.
If I apply dry with the amplifier cold and adjust it for a minimum breakthrough into the output, and I managed to sort of do that with various bits of test equipment, and I just adjust my grid current. Keeping that. HS225 receiver. Anyway, that's it for me. I've got won't be on the second round. Got a few other things to do. I'll have a listen as well. So I've got a chat, but as usual, okay, well done for running the net there, John. You're not too bad a signal. You're peaking about 10 over, but there is quite a lot of QSB about this morning. You're not quite your usual self. Diplomatic transmitter for a while, so I hope that one's in good shape. Okay, back to you there, John. M0AOV from G6TVJ. M0 XHO returning with the B-Mars net. Interesting to hear about the utilising the PL509s. They were famous TV line-up valve, and I was involved in that side of election, so after putting into very good use. So our next station on the list is G8URE, MW0.
Of course, John don't get any of that. He's no slows nothing, Tom.
Yeah, it's nice there, John. But yeah, well, mine's not too bad anyway. He's going from a 1 to a 2 at the moment. I keep on thinking there's something wrong with the antenna. I honestly do. I do.
Secure Utah contest. 9 Alpha 21 Yankee. No.
But I know what you had. It was terrible. You could just hear people just about in the noise. And if that doesn't put you off, I don't know what would. But fingers crossed, and it all goes well, Tony. Over.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I have got something else to tell you, but I won't tell you on here. But I'll give you a buzz anyway. But yes. I was going to say something else as well. I forgot now. Anyway, I'm using just for reference anyway. 140 watts at the moment. Anyway, my amp is covered up and it's got headphones on top of it and a couple of logbooks.
Yeah. I mean, amps are lovely, but you know, you can get into trouble with them. Yeah, I'm just running the power of the radio at the moment. You know, whatever it does, I don't know, about 140 watts, is it 150? Something like that. And, you know, I know it's difficult for people sometimes to, you know, but, well, I'm sure I'm still causing problems, and until I can sort them out, there's not a lot I can do, really. But it's just getting in and doing them, but, well, whatever. And, John, of course, John don't have any of these problems, you know, he's in the middle of nowhere. But I'll tell you what, John, that loop you're using, you know, it doesn't half work well.
Yeah, and it's still standing, John. The G5 came down Friday in the wind, but the 80-metre loop stayed up.
Try and make a decent job of compromise so that any non-linearities and irregularities are averaged out. That's the trick.
It's hanging down by the back door. And I kept looking up at the loop and thinking, God, that's going to go. And I thought, well, if it goes, it goes. But it's still up there. It's got a little bit of a sag on it, obviously where it's stretched out a little bit.
And trends, and I've got the little bit of tiling to do. So it's going to go on for a few weeks off and on when I'm not doing other things. But I'm doing about 4 days a week on it. It's been quite a long job. The wiring.
So 80 metres isn't too bad at the moment. Saturday morning.
You see the
As you can see, it's just
slack
after
out.
9
So I'm
o'clock.
not going to tighten it up just yet, just in case it breaks. But yeah, it does work quite well. And it's like I say, 120 feet off the ground, probably about 100.
Umbrella pull. That sounds brilliant. We had our gazebo type, umbrella, not a very big one, about I suppose 8 foot diameter, take off.
John, just to rub it in a little bit. But no, it does work very well. I'm very pleased with it. The ladder line comes down through the trees, and I've got it tied off in the trees and coming back to the house with about 140 foot of ladder line. So it does, you know, it seems to do the job. I would be disappointed if it did come down, because it is a bit of a nightmare to